and we'll return to the latest installment of the Roz Graypurse School Special right after a word from this week's sponsor.
High fashion. Ooh. Hot couture. Ready to wear. Hot. Cover star. Diva. Pastels. Past tense. Cummerbund. More like been and done. Are you looking to wow at your next formal gathering of intimate peers and or friends and or family? Want to look your best? Let Olga Floppenbottom style you beyond your wildest dreams. You'll dazzle. You'll razzle. You'll be partially cursed. Yes, at Olga Floppenbottom's mobile dress shop, we've got everything for the discerning fashionista. Shoulder pads to broaden your physique. Pearls to garnish your neck area. Ribbons to put in your hair. We have all the latest trends straight out of Galeshire, including a very limited stock of wild boar print to unleash your inner animal. So what are you waiting for? Conjure Olga Floppenbottom's mobile dress shop now. Customization alterations may require additional hexing. No returns, all sales and curses are final. Ooh. Hot.
We're going to do this like a full-on 80s fashion montage. So as you arrive back to your rooms and you get ready for the biggest night in the academic calendar as soon-to-be graduates of Michigan University, Happiness, what are you wearing?
She is wearing like just above the knee sort of pleated frock. It's got like a square neckline. It is made of kind of like a light turquoisey purple shimmery satin. It has big poofy sleeves and it has a big poofy skirt which has kind of a pink under slip, I guess. So kind of the turquoise and then the pink underneath. Her hair is tied in a sort of a messy bun, kind of backcombed. Her makeup is on fleek. She is wearing sparkly high-heeled shoes. And she looks fucking amazing.
Awesome. Araeus.
So, Araeus initially was literally going to walk in, take the tuxedo t-shirt off its hanger and put that on, but then remember that, you know, Araeus has got a date, so they go into their wardrobe and some moths fly out or whatever, and takes out this incredibly cheap polyester long suit coat. And the easiest way I can describe the way this actually looks is it's got like a really high square collar that comes down. It goes all the way down. Like, it's got tails that go all the way down. It's got cuffs that go to the end. There's gold, like, piping, but it's not piping. It's just like a slightly different plasticky fabric. It looks like there's a waistcoat, but it's just part of the same coat. And, like, there are buttons. There are not buttonholes. And he just puts that on over his black jeans. And puts a lollipop in his mouth.
Bonnie has gone for what can only be described as formal riding gear. But I think in typical 80s film fashion, I think this should be a bit of a moment for Bonnie slightly. So she's normally in this frumpy, like quasi-uniform, like frumpy, sensible skirt, you know, vest. But now she's wearing like beige joggers that are actually quite like nicely form-fitting for once, and she's got like basically, you know, like a top hat and tails. She's got the tails jacket because that's like formal riding gear in this dark navy that's maybe got like some little like, I don't know, diamantes on in a nice little sort of horsey pattern. Like a little horse rearing up, and then she has done one long braid rather than her two normal messy braids. And in fact, I think actually she maybe knocks on Happiness's door and is like, Happiness, Roz had said that she was going to help braid my hair, but Roz is in detention, so could you maybe help me?
She's going to be like, get in, did anyone see you? And she's going to shove her in and then look up and down the corridor to make sure no one's...
Should we put a sock on the door?
No, absolutely. God.
No? Oh, that's a different context. Right, okay, got it. Okay.
Yes, no, that's, okay. Wow, do you use any product in your hair? Like, at all, as in, this is so dry and these ends are the worst.
I have some shampoo.
Is it 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner?
No, I got it from the vet. If it's good enough in horse form,
Yeah.
it's good enough in human form.
All right, sit down. I'll do this as quickly as I can. And she's going to do a braid and put a little sort of diamante comb thing that turns into a little tiara on the back.
Thank you.
Arktimus is both very kind of stuffy and boring and but very ostentatious in a way that it is just this, as you say, it's his father's formal tuxedo and it's a bit froofy. It's a sort of a periwinkle blue velvet, and it has at the cuffs it has frills, and that I'm not sure what you call it, but you know, where the shirt is frilled and ruffled down the front, and then, you know, a big gold dicky bow. He was able to get into it, but barely. And so it is uncomfortably bulging the waist there. You know, it's just sort of straining, and he feels awful in it. But he's been assured, oh, you know, you look, my mummy's little sausage looks amazing. You know?
As each of you finishes the last touches on your outfits, Arktimus, there's a knock on your bedroom door. Poopsie?
Come in.
The door opens, and standing there it's not her wedding dress, but, you know, she's had it altered over the years, and she's had it, you know, dyed and whatnot, but it was a very lovely frock, and she loves to get it out every now and again, so why not at the summer solstice? It's buttoned up to the collar, there's ruffles up over her jawline, the sleeves are frilled and poofy to kind of match yours. There's a trail on the dress that she never actually had taken off when she had the rest of it altered. She likes the kind of the flow of it at the back, and it has the air of net curtains about it. It might have been a style at some point, but it's certainly not the style now. And the colour of it, it's
one large doily.
Pretty much, yeah. And she had it dyed at one stage, but now it's become quite a brown pink dusty colour. And she's holding Agnes is holding this small square little box in her hands. It's gift wrapped, and she hands it to you.
What's this?
Well, open it, you silly little man. Open the box. And she kind of blushes a little bit.
Arktimus has never been more afraid in his entire life, and he will reluctantly open the box.
Inside, there's a small little clear box, and in it there's just a big hyacinth flower with ribbon rolled around it. Oh, Archie, you little stud! That's Mummy's favorite flower. You shouldn't have. And she holds out her wrist very expectantly.
His hands are shaking in revulsion and rage as he picks it up and sort of indelicately kind of plonks it onto her wrist.
Well, should we go then? And she opens up her arm.
Yes, let's.
Won't we have tongues wagging, Archie, huh? Oh, all eyes will be on us. She shimmies out the door, kind of dragging you with her. Araeus, as you give one final scan around the dive that is your bedroom, filled with sun-faded posters, obscure figures from random tomes you read and hoarded and collected, still in their boxes with a layer of grease and dust on it. You catch your reflection in the mirror, and you see the boombox hanging down from the elastic band, and it kind of throws off everything a little bit, so you just tuck it into the pocket. Again, this is to make an effort.
Yeah.
This is to present yourself as best as possible.
Before I step out the door, can he turn to his body pillow and say, I'm sorry, you get some rest. I'll be back soon. And then he,
There,
shut the door.
there's a phrase that
I told you the concept. You said it was okay.
I did. I apologize here for you. I okayed this.
Is this a bad time to ask if we could have had a short rest?
You have. You've all had a short rest. On that horrifying image, Araeus, you step out of your room, making your way over to the Orchid dormitories where Bonnie, Happiness, and Roz Graypurse usually, well, that's where their residence is. And Happiness and Bonnie, as you're putting the last few little bit of shape to the braid for Bonnie, Happiness, there's a knock on your door, and outside it, you just hear a Happiness. I swear, if you better have had a sock. If I go in there and the door opens, standing there looking like a bedraggled mess, you see Roz Graypurse. I am exhausted.
Oh my god, Roz, come in. Quick, come in. We need to get ready for the ball. How was detention? Not too bad?
I told you to hide. Stay in the corner.
Oh, sorry.
Roz, I'm gonna leave now.
Like, you're gonna leave me like this?
I'm sorry, do you want my help this time? Because last time you said, if I come near you again, you'll hurt me in the face. So...
That was I was asleep and you were putting a full face of makeup on me, so...
You looked terrible. I was trying to help.
I would appreciate your help. Oh, is that Bonnie?
Yes.
Bonnie's just like looking between both of you as you're arguing as well, just silently like...
Well, you look majestic.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Happiness helped braid my hair. I think you should help Roz because you helped me.
Yeah, give me the works here, Happiness. I want to look like 1,000,000 gold pieces.
I can help as well if you'd like. I have experience braiding.
I'm gonna put a pin in that. Okay, firstly, you have not once commented on how I look.
Oh, I mean, that's a given, Happiness. Like, you always look amazing.
It's true. Okay, let's get started. And she will start just pulling out dresses, trying everything on, doing her makeup.
I'm like passing you like hairbrush if you're like hairbrush. Okay, hair
Yes.
tie. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Okay.
Mascara.
Yes. I don't know what that one is. Okay.
Yeah, there's this whole operation. Roz is pulled out of the clothes that she's wearing and then shoved onto a chair, wrapped in a towel as Happiness, you go to work on her hair. Bonnie, you're applying what you think is moisturizer or something to her face. It's very expensive and it was on Happiness' desk,
Okay.
so it's probably good for you. With the kind of a spin of the chair, Roz has a full face of white cream, cucumbers, no, I could see, no, I'll leave it in only for continuity.
Leave the cucumber in.
But yes, but again, in that stereotypical kind of relaxed at the spa, and Bonnie, as you kind of go to like take a cucumber away, your hand is snapped by Happiness, who is holding a curling tongs and a very, very painful looking hairbrush. She shoves the curling tongs into your hands and the both of you start teasing and backcombing Roz's hair, careful of the pink spiral that you have retouched up to give it that extra kind of glow. There's a blast of fabric, Happiness, as you start ripping through your wardrobe to find something A, that'll fit Roz, and B, will sit on Roz, as in will make Roz look, the clothes won't wear her, she'll wear the clothes. There's a whole ream of outfits that she goes through. There's Valley Girl, a Druid, which is kind of just a crop top, and some really, really spangly hot pants. And Roz kind of looks at it kind of quizzically.
Well, you don't like some of the girls in my class.
Next. And it kind of flips over. And the next one is this kind of dark, brooding, long, very sort of bohemian goth chic with webbed gloves and fishnet tights, and her makeup is a little bit more dark and a little bit more severe. Too angry. No, too angry. Next. And again, there's a flurry of fabric until eventually you find... How did that get in there? That you've never worn a caftan in your life, Happiness. It must have got mixed in with Roz's laundry that one time she was, that you banged into each other in the corridor. And it's this very soft, delicate, shimmery white caftan that just hugs her everywhere. It gives there's enough room to the imagination as she kind of lifts her hands up and the sleeves kind of go with her. She sits into this very comfortably. Roz Graypurse has found her trademark style. Yeah. I'll take 15 of these in every colour.
You look like an angel.
I do look like an angel, don't I? Don't I, Happiness?
Quick question. Does she look better than me?
Oh God, no. Got your...
Okay, you look amazing. Oh my God, so good. I am a genius. I mean, it wasn't the easiest canvas to work with, but we did it. We did it together.
She's talking about you, Bonnie. The three of you are all standing there, kind of all looking into the floor-linked mirrors that Happiness had fixed onto the walls when she first moved into the dormitory. And the three of you all look hot AF. Girls about town, girls going to own the town, hashtag girl boss, hashtag girls night out,
Hashtag besties.
hashtag we run the world, hashtag besties, yeah. Clutch purses, bags and accessories in tow, the three of you head out, and just as ye emerge out of the corridor down into the lobby, you find Araeus kind of standing there a little awkwardly, and outside in the courtyard that leads to the main buildings at Mistian University, you see a backlog of carriages and people flocking towards the Grand Hall in Mistian University. Araeus, you see Bonnie in all her formal riding gear glory.
I think he wanted to try to be really cool about it. Like, he wanted to be, like, leant against the wall and turn with a smolder. What happens is he sort of is leaning, he turns, he breathes weirdly, kind of splutters.
Do you need a cough sweet? I have one in my bag.
No, I'm fine. And he puts the, like, remnants of the lolly back in his mouth. You've not worn those before?
No, they're formal riding gear. They're only for special occasions. You look very nice as well.
He goes bright red.
Bonnie is absolutely like flat faced. She's not picking up on it. She's like, yes, they're for formal occasions. Thank you.
Yeah. No, he's gone bright red, and like his hands just like blink. There's just like two flashes of light that appear in his hands for a second, as he just casts the light cantrip, just like involuntarily.
Okay, I clearly missed something in detention.
Oh, hey, Roz, you look very good. That's a caftan.
Yeah, I know, and
Oh, you did miss a lot, actually, Roz. We should probably tell you in the carriage.
speaking of, and Roz kind of gestures out the glass doors, and a carriage just pulls up, pulled by invisible horses. It seems to be one of the self-driving carriages. A couple of people kind of gather round as the door swings open, and out steps this rather tall, lanky, sallow-skinned wood elf. A mop of brown curls just sitting off-centre, dangling over his fringe and forehead. His left ear with a tiny little piercing in it. He kind of looks around a little uncertain as to where he is, and then his eyes lock with you, Bonnie, and he comes running through the doors. Miss Verdante.
You made it! I didn't think you were going to come.
I did. I would have flown across 1,000 skies. Oh, these must be your friends that you have written to me about.
Yes. They're not all here. One is missing, but we're going to get him back soon. But, and Bonnie turns to introduce. Can't remember what you said his name was going to be.
I thought she couldn't remember Araeus' sister.
Your name. So here's Happiness and Roz, and here's
This guy.
here's my friend Moist Mouth.
The people who aren't my friends call me Araeus.
Araeus, Bonnie speaks of you quite highly in her letters. You are quite talented with your words and sounds.
Oh, I'm glad she's told you how talented I am with my mouth here.
Oh, she didn't say specifically your mouth, just that you had a way with words.
Oh,
I am Sergei Sparrowtail, and he bows and clops his boots together. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And you are clearly Miss Tinderson.
And you are kind of...
And Roz just steps in. No, I'm Roz Graypurse, but thanks.
Wow.
Yes, Roz, you have been mentioned. Miss Tinderson, it is so lovely to finally meet your acquaintance. I feel as if I know quite a bit about you from Bonnie's letters. She says that you are great friends.
Bonnie's nodding like, yes, obviously.
Sure. Yeah, sure. She's super offended that he thought Roz was her. So she was like, at first she was kind of like, oh, he's kind of cute, and now he is the worst.
Dead to her.
She's going to grab Araeus' arm and be like, I guess it's just me and you then, buddy.
Araeus just like turns so slowly, like he looks so gaunt, and then like he puts on a smile, like it's like, and it seems genuine enough, but it's more like it's like a thankful smile. It's like, oh, thanks, we're good friends.
Yeah, masks on, everyone, though. Masks on.
Yes.
Araeus smiles, and that's his mask.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Bonnie's like, don't worry, Araeus. If Sergei could make it, I'm sure your friend will arrive soon as well. And then puts on her mask.
Shot to the heart.
What's everybody's mask?
Araeus pulls up a little, like a sort of scarf neckerchiefy thing. He pulls it up to his nose, and it's got like just a big demon smile on it.
Oh, of course he does. Bonnie.
Bonnie's is just a plain navy mask with silver diamantes to match the detailing on her jacket.
Yeah, Happiness is like a black lacy, sort of very delicate. It's got like a red ribbon that ties it around the back. Or a pink ribbon, sorry, to match your dress, but yeah.
Roz kind of like just ham fists hers onto her face, and it's a mask covered in white feathers that kind of overarch outwards a little bit. Like it kind of looks almost like feathered whiskers over her eyes. Sergei puts his mask on, and it's the opposite to Bonnie's in that you said yours was navy with silver around it. His is silver with navy instead. He holds his arm out to you. We could all take my father's carriage. He loaned it to me for the weekend.
Oh, how generous of him. Yes, let's. I link arms with Sergei, but then I also link arms with Happiness on the other side.
Too much, but okay.
Okay, sorry. I take my hand away. Sorry, I got excited. I did think we might skip, but okay, I guess not the time.
Araeus languidly extends an arm towards Roz.
Roz, I'm so sorry. Roz takes your arm and just wipes her nose with it, and then just kind of flops it back at you. To the carriage! She's now shimmying her way towards the carriage.
He just looks at the glistening trail of whatever it is. Does nothing.
It's cat's not.
Cat's not. Cat's not.
The ride over is awkward. Sergei is trying to talk to Bonnie about what her plans are for the summer. He plans on maybe traveling around Galeshire, that there's a particular double-breasted, hook-tailed dove that he's in particular trying to get details on, and wondering if she'd like to maybe accompany him on that study. Roz is kind of like looking at her nails, occasionally leaning into you, Happiness, kind of go, so Arktimus is meeting us there then. Okay, great. Okay.
Could Araeus get in on that bird conversation?
Yeah, sure.
Could he like, let's just say that Araeus talks for like a solid minute to him? Could he make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes, do, yeah.
Oh no!
What'd you get?
No, I'm asking you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, you want? I was like, oh yeah.
No, I'm saying, can
You shit.
Wait, what have you done?
That's 11.
well, the DC was 14. He's now frightened of Araeus. And is unaware that Araeus has used this ability. Words of terror. Once per short rest, you can speak to a humanoid for 1 minute and cause it to be frightened of you, or another creature of your choice.
So he's afraid of you?
Yeah, he's afraid of Araeus. He's afraid of Araeus's in-depth knowledge of birds. Bonnie mentioned that they're going to talk about birds, so Araeus definitely went to the bird section of the library on the way out and just overwhelmed him with bird knowledge.
Grabbed a couple. I mean, he's talking about a very specific bird, but you start spouting random facts about random birds and bird culture.
Bird lore,
bird law, bird architecture. The entire time his eyes is fixed on the mask, and he can't take his eyes. Well, he couldn't take his eyes off it, and now he can't lay his eyes on you. And Sergei has actually kind of he's gone very quiet, Bonnie. He's kind of stopped mid-conversation, and he's now looking out the door very eagerly, anxiously, and a little sweatily.
Oh, don't worry, Sergei. I'll definitely think about what I'm doing for some, but I haven't decided yet. Anyway, did you know that horses have 10 different muscles in their ear?
I did not. It's a very interesting.
Do birds have ears? I can't remember.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they've got little holes in the sides of their heads.
Really?
Owls have ones at different angles.
Oh, wow.
Oh yes. Your friend Araeus is most correct.
I didn't know you knew so much about birds, Araeus. That's so interesting. You and Sergei should definitely talk more this evening.
No, we're fine. We're fine to talk as it is. That's a lovely. And he's now kind of scooting you over a little towards Araeus, kind of putting a little bit of a distance between all of you.
Bonnie looks a little put out. Well, okay.
The carriage comes to a stop. Well, we're here then. And he opens the door and he jumps out and makes his way. And you, looking out the door, you see that the carriage has pulled up right outside the entranceway to the grand hall. As you see it sort of tower over you, it has that sort of almost breathtaking quality, even now, even years after study and walking the courtyards and entering the building, attending classes, going to functions. Even now, as you look up at it, there's something hallowed about these walls and the space within. And just as Sergei looks back a little frightened and eager, you just hear objection. And the mist dissipates. The crowd are aghast again, and a wood elf stands up, a mop of curls now kind of pulled back up into a high knot, a wisp of a very clean cut and edged facial hair, into a very pointed kind of beard, hands full of rings. He's wearing an open white linen shirt with just dangling necklaces on it, and there's clearly the markings of what looks like branches and little birds sitting on them tattooed onto his skin, and these witch hazily brown eyes just stare up at all of you. And Bonnie, you whip your head back in the courtroom and you see a much older looking Sergei Sparrowtail.
Sergei, I haven't seen you in years.
You stopped writing.
I thought you stopped writing to me. I thought it was just a, I thought when we couldn't end up making our summer plans coincide, you didn't want to see me anymore.
Did you not see in the memory your little friend there? That snake Araeus. I had my suspicions. But you, sir, just confirmed them.
Older Bonnie is, going to look at older Araeus like, I can't believe you did that. I thought he was just nervous to meet new people.
I was nervous to meet new people, but I was not frightened of you.
Seemed like you were, you little bitch. And it's very loud. It rumbles throughout the room.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a oh from the crowd. Archmage Fausti is also like, oh damn. He's literally, Mr. Sparrowtail, if you're not going to recall the memory as it is and are merely pointing out a fact, your objection is overruled. Continue.
Araeus then says, "He doesn't even go here."
It had to be said at some point in the special.
It did. As you're all kind of milling about, there's a bit of a kerfuffle, and you can kind of hear snickering and whispering coming from the crowd outside. Everyone turns to see a cart drawn by a very old mule. The license plate on the side of it is kind of half hanging off, in desperate need of several of its wheels to be replaced and a paint job. But set atop, you see Arktimus and Agnes Shufflebawtam in all their finery. Oh, Arky! And Roz is gesturing.
Arktimus instinctively turns to the rest of them. He has made his own mask. It is just a gilded iron mask, just sort of features. It has eye holes, but otherwise he doesn't want to draw any immediate attention to them because the lie has thus far worked that he was kind of solo in the secret room.
Believe the lie, trust the lie.
Bonnie does
The lie
the
is
tiniest
good.
of a little tiny wave, just like, hello. But then it's like, nope.
He looks at them and then sort of looks away as if he hasn't noticed them. But as he's looking away, he is going to do his best. He's going to, behind his mask, subtly cast Mage Hand, and a Mage Hand will appear 30 feet away from him, waving at them, and is pointing towards the ballroom. And he's like, and he gets off with his... I was about to say he gets off with his mother. Yeah.
With his mother, yeah.
Waiting, yeah.
So Arktimus gets off with his mother.
Called it.
And he starts heading towards the entrance.
You see Arktimus leading his mother in, and Agnes is wearing a very, very creepy looking baby doll mask.
Oh.
It's just kind of a little... It's just abnormal. There's no other words for it. It has the little kind of painted on little cheeks on the side of it and wispy little eyelash. It's just not normal. But she's leading Arktimus in, or rather he's leading her in, and the entire time she's giving all of you, the five of you that I've gathered there, Araeus, Bonnie, Happiness, Roz, and Sergei, stink eye. She's just she's glaring at the five of you. And she heads in. A moment or two later, you all maneuver into the Great Hall, and it is every bit as spectacular as it has been the last couple of years that you've attended, but now as fourth years, it's that sort of that rite of passage for you. You see that dangling from the ceiling or suspended halfway up the ceiling and the walls are just these glowing orbs of light that shift into different colors, kind of cascading a rainbow style effect throughout the hall. There are throngs of people sitting around round tables that have kind of a shimmery linen cloth over them, with jugs of many different types of liquid, plates of food. There's a long buffet style table. But what catches all of your eyes is the the centerpiece in the dance floor. A large, life-size ice sculpture of 3 centaurs running. The ice, it's animated. It is running as if running through snowfields. These perfectly chiseled.
What is Roz's expression right now?
Oh, Roz has a pen out and she's writing.
I'm like leaning over and being like, you should try change those words.
Frothing, got it underlined. Roz kind of looks at the group of you. I'll be right back, and just kind of powder my nose, and Roz just kind of like looks at the group of you, and she bolts for the bathroom. You can assume whatever you want to assume. That's all you're getting.
Araeus shuts off his mind.
Sergei kind of like takes your hand, Bonnie. Can I get you a refreshment?
Oh, yes, please. A soft drink for me, please. I haven't had any dinner yet.
Of course. And he kisses your hand.
Oh, thanks.
You are welcome. And he heads towards the refreshment, the table with all the refreshments on it.
As he heads off, Araeus is just going to sidle up to Bonnie. Not close enough that she would, like, necessarily see him, but he's just going to be there. And he just watches Sergei leave.
Oh, he's so nice, isn't he? He's so polite. Anyway, are we going to dance? What should we do? Oh, we should probably also still think about that other half of that book, but this is very exciting.
Oh yeah, the book. Where's Arktimus?
Happiness, are you standing with us, or are you going to stand 6 feet away as usual?
Happiness is already on the other side of the room.
Oh, there she is.
Casting haste on us.
Bonnie, you say this. You say this to nothing. That she's not even there. And as you look over the dance floor, Happiness has already skirted across the dance floor and weaving in between the couples and groups that are dancing. Happiness, as you do, give me a perception check.
That's a 4.
You see nothing. There's something off with the centaur ice sculptures. They look a bit weird. But over on the other side of the room, you see the heather birds. And they're staring at you in disbelief.
She's going to be doing her best 80s dance. Like, just full on hips and arms flailing everywhere.
Says the 80s. Since you're busting out the moves, and I'm afraid, audience, you can't see this, but moves were busted out. Give me a performance roll with advantage.
That's a 12, and that's a 21.
You go from like a little shimmy and like your finger kind of clicking into a full-on vogue, which is a new dance. It's the god of dance brought this down onto the material plane, and it's quite difficult to pick up. But your Happiness and that this sort of stuff, the cool trending things, you pick them up in your sleep, and you full on start voguing in the middle of the dance floor, and all eyes are on you. And Arktimus, you feel your sleeve tugged very aggressively. See that now? Holy show of herself now. She's making herself. Holy show, Arky. This is why I don't want you hanging out with them. And now people are literally clicking their fingers and clapping and hollering for Happiness Tinderson. The heather birds. Heather Lockspear looks enraged.
Can I try cast Charm Person on Heather Lockspear?
Yeah.
Okay, wisdom save of 12. So, I mean, unlikely, but we'll see.
Well, I rolled a 3, so unless she has a +9 to her wisdom save. No, she doesn't. She's a +1, so that's 4. And I never swapped out the dice, so that's on me. Oh my god, Happiness. You've got moves, girl. Heather just kind of comes out onto the dance floor, kind of giving you what's clearly a mom shuffle. Like it's just a little bit of a hips are barely kind of going, and there's a little bit of a shoulder action. She gives a bit of a dip. She's followed by Hillary, Hallie, and Harold. All of them are wearing shimmering pink dresses, all in various different styles. Heather's is one shoulder sort of wrap with huge kind of, a little bit like yours, but more of a shoulder pad than a puff. Hallie is wearing this long sort of mermaid style sort of skirt with a lot of fringe at the end of it. Hillary's wearing this sort of big billowing Kate Bush-esque type gown, and Harold is standing there in a very straight-laced neon pink suit with cream ruffles, and his hair sort of slicked over to one side, and they all kind of follow out suit, and they all kind of start doing a similar dance to Heather. Worse than what Heather is doing, but she's sidled up to you. So, who are you here with?
I am here with my dance moves, clearly. Where are yours? Let's go, Harold. And she's going to grab him by the arm and try lead him into a dance-off.
Okay. She's kind of like, rudeness. And she kind of gives you kind of a smile as you say this, because you're just playing with her because you're friends now. And you take Harold by the arm and you yank him forward. It's really nice to see you, Happiness. We're all really sorry about earlier on. And he's now kind of doing like a really bad robot.
And she's pulling at the best moves and just spinning, and every now and again will be like, so where's the rest of the book?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Happiness. What book? And his eyes fall on the centaur sculpture. Just there in the hind legs and buttocks of the middle centaur, frozen, you see the second half of the book.
You're such a good boy. Thank you. And she's going to shake his hand, but give a slight just hint of burning hands, like just like a little spark.
He kind of pulls his hand away, kind of in kind of surprise and pain, and he was nervous as it was, and now he's nervous and frightened, and he runs off to the bathroom, and you see that Hillary, Hallie, and Heather are like, they kind of rush past you. Is everything like, Heather, is everything okay? Happiness, is Harold okay? He was clearly upset. Like you trashed him like with your gnarly dance moves.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
We should probably check on Harold. You know, he's a Heather after all. We stick together. Oh,
this is true. We so do. You go. I'll follow you in. I just want to make sure I can get him a drink because I feel like that would help him. Do you know what I mean? Like if I bring that in, I might calm his nerves a bit.
Yeah. God, you're such a good friend.
I am such a good friend.
Hillary and Hallie are looking at each other, kind of like, what? And Heather runs off to the bathroom after Harold, and Hallie and Hillary both give you a bit of an eye and follow after Heather.
And when she sees the eye, she'll just do a shoo-shoo.
Oh my God. And they run.
Is it the same bathroom that Roz went to?
Yes.
Speaking of, I think Arktimus has been scanning, looking for Roz.
Okay. All of this kind of happens in one kind of go. Arktimus, you're desperately trying to shake your mother. Sergei has come back with 2 cups of a summer fruit punch, and she kind of gives you one, Bonnie, and Happiness. I assume you're coming over to the refreshment area as well. Yeah, the group are all there, and Arktimus, you've, in trying to give your mom the slip, you've managed to kind of stumble into the group.
How are you doing, Arktimus?
Dying inside, slowly.
Sorry we couldn't get you earlier.
Bonnie, I'll give you all my inheritance if you kill me now. Just turn into a horse, and again, I'm requesting that you trample me.
We've been through this a lot of times.
Stomp on my head.
And that's not allowed, but I could provide a distraction of some sort if you wanted.
No, I think I've slipped away. I don't know if I want to stay here much longer. I'd much rather get this thing off. Did you find anything in the room?
The book is in the butt. All right, the book is in the butt.
You got the... You put the book in... Whose?
The rest of the thesis is in the ice butt, and she points over at it.
That is not how a horse's butt works.
Well, where's the first half of it? Did you
Oh,
get
we
the
have
other?
that. We have that.
Oh.
I did a very cool thing, and we got it.
Oh, was there some sort of mechanism hidden behind the wall?
What?
What?
Behind the wall, the tapestry. I bumped something, and the wall felt like it was going to give way.
No, I solved it the best way to solve anything, which is with cheerleading.
Well, we've got them. Where's
It
Roz?
was really cool. You missed possibly the coolest moment of our
Yeah,
lives.
I was
Coolest
mostly looking
moment?
at you crying, to be honest.
Who's
at the
crying?
wall.
Where's Roz?
Roz has gone to the bathroom. Araeus' eyes are fixed on
Yeah.
Sergei.
Who's that?
Sergei is standing off to the side, like he's trying to use Bonnie as a...
Yeah, I think
as an
Arktimus sort of
obstacle between you both.
realizes.
By the way, this is Sergei, my friend from abroad.
Oh, how much does he know? Do we have to kill him?
No, that would be very rude. He knows a little bit. Sergei, I turn to Sergei. Sergei, are you trustworthy?
Oh, you're real trustworthy, aren't you, Sergei?
I'm very trustworthy, yes.
Great. We're trying to find our friend's book, and half of it's in the horse's butt.
But then perhaps you get a veterinarian?
I mean, they're made of ice, right? We could just melt it.
Oh, and he gestures over at the ice sculpture of the centaurs running in place. Oh, you mean...
Oh yeah, no, not a real centaur. No, that's just a magazine that Roz wrote that I sent to you. No, this is different.
Yes, my parents found that magazine.
Did they like it? Oh, that's a shame.
Friends, I'm worried that Roz won't let us destroy the beautiful centaurs.
Oh my god, I'm not going to let you destroy this night. We'll do it tomorrow. And it'll be half melted by then as well. The book's fine.
It's all soggy.
I feel like we need it today.
They might get rid of it tomorrow.
Yeah, why is it in the butt in the first place?
I mean, our object permanence as a group is pretty
I
bad.
don't know. I'm so overwhelmed. Somehow this tuxedo is hotter than the suit of armor.
You look good without your suit of
I
armor.
look fucking horrendous.
But the real question is who put it in the butt in the first place? Why did the Heathers have some of it? I don't understand.
Everybody give me perception checks, as you're kind of... I think at this stage the group are kind of looking around, just getting a lay of the land.
It's a 5.
2.
Happiness, you're just looking at yourself.
22.
17.
Arktimus, again, you're not sure if it's just the steam, the heat in here, the claustrophobic sense that your mother is nearby. You're kind of scanning the crowd for Agnes as you are everything else. But Araeus and Bonnie, you are both fixed on the centaur's butt. After Happiness kind of pointed it out, you can just see there it's frozen in this thick block of ice. The ice sculpture it's a lot bigger. Like, these aren't life-size centaurs. These are bigger than real life centaurs. This is a grand spectacle. There's no guards around. There's a lot of people on the dance floor. Bonnie, as you scan the room a little bit, you see something kind of strange coming out of the bathroom. You see Roz. And then another Roz.
What? I keep watching. They look the same?
Give me an investigation check.
That is 17.
They're identical.
Oh no.
They're wearing a kaftan. They have their feather mask on. They have the pink streak in their hair. And then your eyes dart back at the mask. The feathers are purple. And then, Arktimus, there's just a tap on your shoulder. And standing behind you is Roz. Well. Hot stuff. Stuffed into a stuffy suit. That looks hot.
Thank you. I couldn't. I didn't want to draw any attention to you all. We just barely managed to get out of a. Oh, you weren't in the room. Yes, it was safer for me to ignore you. Did you see my mage hand waving? You look nice.
Oh, thanks. Now, if the next words out of your lips, Arktimus Shufflebawtam, aren't Rosalinda Graypurse, do you want to dance? I'm going to sucker punch you.
Well, Rosalinda Graypurse.
Her armorer's back.
I would be honoured to. That, yeah.
Excellent, and she just shoves you towards the dance floor.
On seeing them go, can I see what colour feathers this Roz has on the mask?
This Roz, white feathers.
Okay.
On her mask.
I huddle everyone and I'm like, there's more than one Roz, but I think our Roz has pink, has white ones, and the others are purple.
Unless that's what they want us to think.
Oh no. I hadn't thought of that. Oh no. Turn to see them on the dance floor.
The one on the dance floor is currently grabbing Artemis's hands and just kind of like putting them on her buttocks.
I mean, that is quite Roz behaviour, so...
Arktimus is very... It's very awkward. This is much more public than any of their other dalliances.
Yeah, Roz is just shuffling back and forth with you.
You know, it's nice to do this out in the open. Well, he sort of touches the mask. This isn't... I had something else picked out, but I've gotten stuck with this. It's bulging.
Well, yes, it is. As Arktimus and Roz Graypurse take to the dance floor and shuffle back and forth to a very fast song, like they're completely out of rhythm and everything. They're doing a little slow dance and shuffle back and forth to a hard house dance track, and they're getting in everybody's way. Happiness, Araeus, and Bonnie, what are you doing to remove the book from the butt?
Well, first I've grabbed everyone and I've told them about the extra Rozes. And I'm like, that seems bad, right? That seems very bad. And could be potentially very confusing.
It does seem really bad. Do you think I could, distract everyone with my dancing again? I feel like everyone was really into that. And then could you, remove the butt or the book from the butt? I feel like I have all the talents here. I need to be the distraction, and I can also, melt the ice. What can you guys do?
I could distract people.
Okay, great.
I could also distract people. I could turn into a horse.
A bit much.
I'm just thinking about what I can do. I've been working on some poetry recently.
Oh, my gods, no.
Alternatively, I could just break the ice and be very funny about it.
Oh God.
Happiness, I like your idea of dancing. You could dance. Araeus, you could steal it, and I could turn into a horse and be in the place of the centaur so no one notices for a bit. And then if the other Rosses come by, I'll just kick them in the face.
Okay, stop. Immediately.
And then I get to be a horse all evening. It'd be great.
No. You already look weird in your riding gear. Okay.
I think you look lovely, Buzzy.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, you look great. It's just, it doesn't match. Okay, I'm going to give you my dagger, and I am going to light it with my green flame blade. Okay, you're going to be subtle with that, and I am going to dance my butt off so that nobody notices when you cut the book out of the butt.
I turn to Araeus and I'm like, Araeus, how sneaky are you? Would you say you're sneakier than me? If someone wants to measure it numerically, how sneaky would you say you are?
Maybe 3 sneaky?
Great, that's more than me. Okay, I hand you the knife, and then
My hands are sneakier than my body. I'm sorry that I said that.
I don't know what that
way.
means and I don't want to know. I hand you the knife and I go, stand still for a second. And I say, how about I cast invisibility on you? Then no one will see you.
I already feel invisible.
Oh, that's sad. And I turn you invisible.
This is not this Araeus is not having a good day.
No, this is not a good summer solstice for our friend Araeus. This would explain why he's such a weirdo later on in life. This one night. Araeus, you are like a dagger that is on fire with this wisping, almost eldritch green flame in your hand is just shoved into your hands. And at that exact moment, you blink invisible as Bonnie casts invisibility on you, and Sergei suddenly feels a little bit more confident now that he can't.
Importantly,
see.
also, anything the target is wearing or carrying is also invisible.
Anyone listening out would probably recognise the very particular cadence of Araeus' slippers against the floor. See, he's got the slippers of spider climbing, so he'll probably just like just up to the centaur and just like start. Well, he's probably going to just like start digging away at it.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Sure. Can I have an advantage because my target can't see me?
Certainly, yes.
I'm joking, of course. I'm just being silly. I'm having a silly fun time.
Happiness, give me a performance roll for your distraction. And Bonnie, as you because it's your magic, you've a sense.
I want to slowly dance over towards the centaurs as well. Just
Okay,
to, you know,
you're
keep an eye.
Yeah, it's more of a what's that thing that horses do? It's like the little kind of performance in
A little dressage.
Yes,
Just
you're doing a full-on little. Yeah, you've made dressage into like a dance move, and you're doing your own kind of little version of it on the dance floor.
Come on, Sergei, let's go.
Sergei follows, and he's kind of like flapping his arms like a bird. He's like, "Oh, okay, I am having a very cool time."
Yeah, this is great. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, and he follows over. What you got in your performance roll?
That's a 12.
Okay, eyes are on you. The moves are solid, but it's people are kind of drawn to the weirdo couple in the middle of the dance floor.
Clopping and flapping.
No, I'm talking about Arktimus and Graypurse.
Makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, God, those two. Oh, maybe there's hope for the rest of us. How'd you get on your attack roll, Araeus?
Yeah, it's an 11.
Yeah, you start just jabbing at the horse's butt with the dagger. And
He's imagining it's Sergei.
The horse's butt is Sergei, and you are just stabbing away with the green flame blade dagger. From where you are, you can see Roz towards the back of the Great Hall, and she's running out of the building with she seems to be heading out like a back door with like a load of stuff under her arms. She's just that can't be though, because there's another version of Roz is over there, and she's defacing a tapestry. What?
Araeus is gonna send out a brain signal, probably to. He's gonna assess the situation badly. He's upset with Bonnie. He doesn't want to talk to Bonnie, so he's gonna send it out to Happiness and say, "Hey, there's a lot of Rosses running around and causing mayhem. One's destroying a tapestry. One's just run out of the hall with a lot of stuff in their arms." And you also hear stupid son. I will immediately lose my invisibility.
Oh, because you can't cast a spell.
Okay, so yeah,
I've already attacked the horse. To be fair,
Yeah,
you
actually,
have.
that's
Yeah,
true.
you've already mangled the horse's rump. And Happiness, you get this message in your head, just as you manage to tear away and bash more of the ice. A good chunk of the book has come free from the centaur's frozen butt prison. You start to kind of wedge it back and forth a little bit, and there on the dance floor, Arktimus, Roz is kind of swaying back and forth to you, and she's kind of nuzzling in her head into your shoulder a little bit. There's something I wanted to tell you, Arktimus, for quite some time now.
Me too.
You go first, then.
I love you.
Roz's eyes go wide. And at that moment, Araeus, you just rip the book. You break the rest of the centaur's ass off. It falls over with a hard thud, and a few people that are around kind of look up at you and are like, "Hey, what are you doing with the centaurs? What the hell? Hey, isn't that the guy from the library?"
He very quietly, only to those nearby, says, "I thought it would break the ice."
They take 3 psychic damage out of a d10 for that awful. They all fall to the ground like they all have little nosebleeds. Oh my god! Oh, that was terrible. Clutching the second half of the thesis in your hands, your eyes are kind of drawn back to the dance floor. As you see the scene in front of you, you see Bonnie and Sergei, and they're doing this really weird kind of dance, and Sergei sees you, and then immediately when he does, he just kind of like a look of fright falls on his face, and he kind of makes an excuse to Bonnie, I think I have to go now.
Oh, so soon.
I'll write to you again. I promise. And his eyes lock with you, Araeus, and he runs.
Oh, maybe he didn't like my dressage.
Oh, Araeus feels bad.
A group of people, Happiness, are like surrounding you, kind of doing the same kind of dance move. They're like kind of copying you. You kind of have an earshot on all of this, like on the Arktimus and Roz thing. You're not dancing next to them, but you're eavesdropping. You point blankly heard Arktimus declaring his love for Roz. Roz leans in ever so close to your ears, Arktimus. Why would I ever love a mama's boy? And she pulls back. And she just turns away from the dance floor and walks off.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, again, no performance check needed for the singleton. Can I cast Cure Wounds on myself?
There's on a speaker system that's playing out towards the hall, there's a kind of a tapping, and you just hear Arktimus Shufflebawtam, please make your way to the dance floor for the mother and son summer solstice Shufflebawtam. And then this weird sort of like upbeat, happy salsa type music starts playing, and Agnes comes like shimmying the mom shuffle out of the crowd directly towards you, like full on, a big smile painted on her face.
Arktimus turns and he runs out of the Great Hall.
Agnes is she's now clicking her fingers a little bit and just doing this little awkward mom dance. He gets a little overheated in these situations. I'll go check on him. As you all watch Agnes chase out of the Great Hall after her son Arktimus, Roz disappearing into the crowd, Araeus, you hear your name called out, and looking down the other side of the centaur's butt, standing there off to one side, you see Archmage Fausti and Professor Vess. Araeus, Simmar, why are you making a horse's ass out of yourself at one of the biggest nights in the university's calendar?
Araeus looks terrified for a second, and then relaxes and says, "There are 3 people pretending to be Roz, and they're doing bad things around the hall. They put a book in the horse's ass, and I'm trying to make it out."
Professor Vess holds her hand up to you. Give it to me.
No, and just runs.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please, Araeus. And you're looking to beat a 16.
Cross fingies, cross fingies, cross fingies. That is a 3.
You whisper a no, And as you run, Professor Vest just rolls her eyes, holds a hand out, and closes her hand as she casts Hold Person on you. She walks over and she's wearing this body sculpted black dress that just hangs on every curve. There's barely room for her to move. It clings to every muscle and fiber of her being. She reaches for the book from your hands. What even is this? And she flicks her hand a little bit and gives you the ability to speak.
It's something Roz wrote. The Heathers took it and did shit to it. Stuff to it. Sorry, Professor.
The Heatherbirds took something of Roz's and froze it inside a centaur's sculpture.
Yes.
I think you've had maybe one too many nights in the library, Araeus. Archmage Faustes, in quite the state you've left the ice sculpture in. It is one of his favourite centerpieces. Centaur pieces, if you will.
That's very funny.
Where's the... And she holds it up now. Where's the rest of the book?
I saw someone running out the back of the hall with it.
Give me a deception check.
Sure. Come on, dice. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind.
Nope.
Nope.
Looking to beat 15.
Oh, well, it's a 10. I just can't lie to teachers, man.
Where are Miss Verdante and Miss Tinderson? And now a small crowd of people are... She's just boogieing on the dance floor. A small crowd of people are coming together.
Gathering around Araeus?
Yeah, and Professor Vest. They're all kind of like... All eyes are now fixed on the... Because Archmage Fausti is actually staring up wide-eyed at the broken centaur ice sculpture, very upset. And another professor is kind of like trying to like comfort him a small bit. Professor Vest just holds a hand up to her throat, and her voice booms across the Great Hall. DJ... Professor DJ, would you please stop playing that music? Would Miss Tinderson and Miss Verdante please make themselves known?
Sure, here.
Hello.
I don't quite care for whatever shenanigans you are all up to this evening. It is almost the end of semester. Miss Verdante, Miss Tinderson, where is the other half of this book? And don't... And she kind of smiled a little bit. Don't lie to me.
Well, it's not here.
I would like to charm person. I do have other spells, they just haven't come in very useful.
That's a charisma or wisdom saving, sorry.
Wisdom at 12.
Okay, so it's a +3 for her wisdom save. That's a dirty 20.
I would like to use Silvery Barbs, which has only a verbal component.
Okay. I really wish I'd left your mouth shut.
And
Go for it.
And the verbal component is he's just he's just gonna say, "Let me go."
Okay, and she's to roll again.
Yeah, so reroll d20 and use the lower roll.
That's a 13.
Fuck. And the creature I choose to have advantage it's gonna be Bonnie.
I would also like to cast a spell.
Okay. Shall we just cast a spell
Yeah.
to Professor Ren?
No, not at her. I say, I don't know why you've called us over, Professor. The centaur isn't broken because I've cast Shape Water, and I have refrozen the water around the centaur so that it looks like it's fixed.
Archmage Fausti kind of looks up at the centaur's rear.
It's anatomically correct, of course.
It does stick out from the rest of the centaur, which was not so much anatomically correct, but there is now an anatomically correct. He's looking at it and he says, why exactly didn't the rest of us think about using magic to fix the horse's posterior? And he's just, the frivolous joy of a summer event. Come on, students, let's boogie. And he's kind of shimming a group of other kind of students and a few of the professors he's paying no heed or attention to what Vess is doing with the rest of you. Miss Verdante, you are about to graduate at the top of your class.
Yes.
I would hate to mark you down.
I mean, how would you mark me down, Professor Vess? You're not my professor.
Oh. Well, we all have to authenticate each other's work over the summer, Miss Verdante, and I know how much you cherish a perfect score. Maybe your paper will fall on my desk.
Are you saying that you would deliberately mark me down, even though that's not the actual grade that you would decide to give me if you were being honest?
I would simply go through it with a very fine tooth comb, magnifying glass.
Well, then you know it would be fine. So you'd have to give me top marks, obviously. So there's no problem here, Professor.
Would I?
Yeah.
And could you say the same for Araeus? Or Happiness?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Are you willing to gamble their grades? One final chance, Miss Verdante.
He said he got it from the Heatherbird's common room. Araeus is just going to blurt that out.
Oh. He being Shufflebawtam.
Bonnie looks panicked and just shuts her mouth and looks at Araeus.
When Vess did the boom and she called for Happiness and Bonnie, could Arktimus hear that from outside the door?
I tell you what, yes, you can.
I think hearing Vess's voice, because of everything, calling them in the middle of the hall, Arktimus has made his way, has been making his way and watching, and what he was going to interject with is, he was going to hand over the rest of the thesis, because fuck Roz, as far as he's concerned right now, but let them off the hook, but he's feeling very betrayed and very hurt, and he's just heard Araeus say, it looks like Araeus was throwing him under the bus, and that none of them actually like him. Me. I took the book.
Hands over mouth.
Is it?
Bonnie's looking between everyone, just I'm confused. What's going on?
The Heathers took the book. Why is this a question?
And Arktimus found the other half of the book when he was in the common room. You saw it there, didn't you, Arktimus?
I don't really know what to think anymore. What I saw, what I thought I saw. I actually believe it was my cloying mother who ripped the book in half and sent it away, and we all went scurrying after it like fools for that cat. Well, I'm not really quite sure what I thought I was doing, chasing after that book. You can have it for all I care. I'm done.
Oh no, we're in the bad timeline.
And Professor Vess just holds her hand out to the four of you. She's clutching the second half.
Well, I don't know where it is. I wasn't there when they took it, and who else? Who knows what else they were conspiring about when I was gone.
Professor Vest, do you want to give me that half, and then I can get it back to Roz, because it's her thesis, and it's all due pretty soon. So, I mean, no harm, no foul.
You can hand the book over, Miss Tinderson, and I will have one of our administrators submit it for Roz Graypurse. It is, after all, the deadline.
Okay.
I'm so pleased you said that in front of all of these people.
Shit.
It's in our dorm room. I can get it for you if you can get me a ride back. I'll get it for you, no problem.
As you go to turn, and Arktimus, you're standing there scowling at everybody. Behind you, whimpering, rather upset, is Agnes. She had followed you back in, trying to see what the matter was, and overheard. Bonnie, you just see the doors to the bathroom are kicked wide open. Piling through the door, you see it's Roz, but she's a lot older, and you just hear a booming objection. And we will leave it there because it is almost midnight and we have been playing for 3.5 hours. This is becoming a bloody campaign.
And that's it for this week's episode. We're back in 2 weeks for the grand finale of the Roz Graypurse After School Special. What will become of Roz, Arktimus, Araeus, Bonnie and Happiness in the finale? Who knows? Are we in court? Is this prom? It's all up in the air, and we have to find out who's behind all this. It's probably Roz. Just face it, it's probably Roz. We are D8 Dungeon, a group of Irish tabletop role-playing game enthusiasts who just love getting together, telling stories. Make sure you're following us on social media at D8 Dungeon. You can check out our Patreon, also D8 Dungeon. We're over on Twitch for regular streams at twitch.tv/D8 Dungeon. Check out our Discord server. Everything's basically D8 Dungeon. Just come hang out with some really awesome people online. And keep an eye out next week for a very special episode drop as we are releasing part 2 and part 3 of Trick or Treat. That is very hard to say quickly, that's why I said it so slowly. They are out next week for general release. They've been available over the past year to our Patreon, and now we're making them available to everybody. We hope you enjoy the misadventures of Ike and Jess as they run amok on the streets of Tezrab at my favourite time of year, Halloween. We'll see you in 2 weeks.